We're out here at SEMA 21 and we're in the Toyo Tires booth. This booth is notorious for having some really nice builds, really unique builds, some exotic cars. And there's one car in particular that we saw that I have seen on Kaisa's Instagram before, the DeLorean with the twin turbo LS in the back of it. This thing is just literally futuristic looking. How's it going?
What's up, buddy?
You Tim?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's here.
It's
I've
here.
seen this on the internet.
Yeah.
In digital version and in real life being finished.
Yeah.
It's cool to actually see this car here.
Appreciate
Tell me
it.
the story behind this.
So I originally bought this as like a bucket list to like finally own a DeLorean because I've been obsessed with the car since like, I don't know, I was 8 years old. And I
Was that Back to the Future time?
Yeah.
Of course.
It was Back to the Future. So I convinced the wife to find one. I found this one. It was literally the cheapest DeLorean in the States. It was 11.5 and it was
Really?
a complete basket case and it was all red. And
It was painted.
it was painted, yeah.
Interesting.
It had damage on the driver's side, so back in the day, they didn't bother with the stainless steel. They just painted them because they Bondo them up.
So you took, salvage to Savage is the reason the sticker's on here. Like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of work that needed to be done.
Yeah, it was definitely a salvage. So a friend of a friend got involved, and we got Garrett turbos on board. We got Turbo Smart wastegates, a bunch of really good big partners. But what really like spiraled it was this Widebody kit.
Yeah.
We got hooked up with Kaisa Salim.
Yeah.
He's another bucket list like person I wanted to work with.
That's my favorite thing about this car because
Yeah.
we've been sharing his work for years. Like, he creates so many crazy renderings.
Yeah.
And to see this car actually come to life
Yeah.
is just mind-blowing.
And like the thing about it too is like from the headlights to the taillights, the flares, the side skirts, like everything, it was like I wanted it to look exactly like his rendering because his renderings are so crazy. Like a lot of people have built his cars, but they don't like I don't want to bash them or anything, but like some of them don't really go like all the way.
Sure.
And with this car, I wanted it to look exactly like
love
it.
it.
So like the headlights are 3D printed, they're completely different. And like in the daylight right now, it really doesn't
Yeah.
do it justice. Like it's got to be like dark and like menacing.
For the headlights to really show.
Just the car looks really cool at dark, like the stainless
Yeah.
steel and everything. Yeah.
So who actually did the work of creating all the body panels?
Yeah,
The wide body.
The wide body kit was rendered out, and then from there you have to go to someone like Tyler from Fortune Flares. He's sitting right over there with the
Gotcha.
hat on. So he actually took the design and then made it in CAD and like created the real thing. From there we were able to cut molds and then create actual parts.
Really?
Yeah.
How long did that process take from when
6
you
months.
contacted him to
Yeah.
having that? 6 months. That's not bad.
6 months for the wide body kit plus the turbo swap
For a full
and the
custom.
V8 and everything. Yeah.
And the fitment is really nice. You don't have like the big bolts and holes and stuff.
No, we did reverse flange and all the hardware is hidden inside.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see any hardware, and he was pretty
Yeah.
adamant not to see any hardware either. And the interior is pretty mild. We got Rusty Mod Air AC, the factory tape deck, and Haltech IC7 display, and a Nexus R5 powers the whole car. The wiring in these DeLoreans are horrible, so we just ripped it all out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I hear people say that DeLorean's their dream car, some of them don't realize what a DeLorean is. There's a reason you had to rebuild this car.
They live a lot. They live their whole life on a flatbed.
Yes, yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of friends.
So the deck lid.
Wow.
We took the original. These were all black originally. We cut them out and put the Lexan in to like kind of reminiscent of a Ferrari F40.
Oh
We
yeah.
like show off the engine bay. And
Yeah.
then we have additional vents, and then we have the S2S badge there. But the engine's a 5.3 LS, hooked up to a 996 Porsche gearbox. And
Wow, I haven't seen this open yet.
yeah, so
Dude.
these are one-off billet intake manifolds made by JG3D. Did all the design work.
JG3D. So he made his own billet concept.
Yeah, he's.
Is this the only one that's been made?
This is the only one that's been made, but the actual machine work was done by a buddy of mine out of Wellington, Florida. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but you know, Vibrant Performance came on board with a lot of this other stuff.
Yeah.
And Tycon with all the titanium, and it's just nutty, man.
Wow.
The intercooler piping actually goes into this pontoon, and then goes down and feeds into the turbo. So the turbos are actually blowing the car up.
Okay, so that is one thing I wanted to ask you about because we've seen online people hate on the turbo placement. What kind of filters do you have to put on there?
No filters.
No filters, just pray.
No filters.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in the future, I plan on doing probably, K&N makes these like off-road filters that supposedly can handle like anything you throw at them. I've seen actually like videos of like dirt, like just plowing into the engine bay, and the motor just runs perfectly fine.
Seriously.
So I'm gonna try that out. If it doesn't work, then I'll do some rerouting up. But like, this car was built to like look cool. It's not like a race car or anything like that. It's just strictly for looks. Yeah. And then these are the acrylic taillights they're made for.
Yeah, that's trippy.
So that's based off of his design as well, Kaiser's. And this is, they're machined out of a solid block of acrylic.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it's a solid block of 2" by, I don't know, 1.5 foot acrylic. We CNC'd it.
Yeah.
And then routed out the backside and put these LED lights in.
So the LEDs mounted on the back of the acrylic and they just glow through there? That's cool. Whoa.
That's when you tap the brake lights?
This is the blinker sequence.
That's a right turn, left turn. Whoa. That came out so sweet.
That's what I was saying, like the car at night, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And then the exhaust, obviously, it was like kind of reminiscent to like the Lambos where they like leave it all wide open on the backside and everything like that. And that's kind of what I wanted to emulate.
So what turbos do you have?
These are Garrett G Series turbos. These are good for like 7 and change each.
Each? Yeah.
And running the Turbo Smart 50mm wastegates. And I got a scavenge pump for the turbo system, because it's obviously lower.
Yeah.
But future plans will be a dry sump LS7 from, I don't know yet, but I want to do a dry sump and do something a little different with the turbos. But it's you know, like I said, it's a cruiser. It's not really meant to be a race car.
Yeah.
It's meant to be just like visually appealing and just something people look at and just kind of get inspired and fall in love with.
Mission accomplished.
Thank you, sir.
Mission accomplished, I'd say. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And you just got it done for Sema, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a few weeks away from ready to rock and roll, but it's here to show for Sema, and that's the main thing. And to be in the Toyo booth, what a compliment.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Stan from Toyo is super, like, I sent him pictures of the car just with the renderings with Kaizen. He's like, hey man, if you could build it, I got a spot for you. So
wow, was that some good motivation to make it happen? I love it.
That was really good motivation.
So what work did Salvage to Savage do? Was it body and
so I'm the head fabricator at Salvage to Savage in Boca.
Gotcha.
So Mikey, the owner of the shop, was nice enough to let me build my dream car, basically. And we built this EV truck as well for Sema this year.
Yep, and we did a video on that too, so it'll be on our channel. If it's not already, it'll be in the link in the description. You can see the full details on the twin Tesla engine pickup. Pretty sick.
So this thing was a little project of mine that turned into a big project of mine.
So what's next?
Well, the body kit was supposed to be carbon, so I think we might break it down after Sema.
You got all the CAD stuff worked out, and you know that it looks good.
Yeah, so I want to do wide body again with the carbon. I got to dial in suspension and then finish up the stuff for the engine and the Haltech, get all that tuned in. And then from there, just a matter of driving it, seeing what it does. The DeLoreans, believe it or not, are really poor quality cars. So the suspension is horrible, the chassis are horrible, the fit and finish is horrible.
Yeah.
So like, you're not starting with a platform that's like perfect. It's not like a modern car that was built with like computers and everything.
Yeah.
It's all hand built in the 80s by a bunch of guys that were like really underpaid. So it's like, to be able to deal with that is kind of a trick. So that's kind of, I don't want to go too deep into it because I know it could turn into a rabbit, like go down the rabbit hole real fast.
Yeah.
But for right now, just trying to keep it simple. That's
what you've accomplished is mind-blowing.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for bringing it out here to Sema.
Thanks.
Where can we see more media on the car?
So S2S TV is our channel, Salvage to Savage on YouTube, and we've done a whole build series on the DeLorean as well as the truck, and we'll continue to bring people on the journey with this thing as well. Yeah.
So badass.
Thanks, man.
Well, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing us around the DeLorean.
Yeah.
And congrats on getting it here. It's it's so cool to see. I just keep walking around and staring at this thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That was fucking scary as